Okay. Hi, Cynthia.
Hello, Phaki.
So you're on a phone and I'm on a phone.
Technical difficulties.
Yay.
We won't go into all of what we've been through, but
yeah, we got to just clear it, and we're here together, and that's what matters.
yeah, we want to do some tapping because we got to do some clearing.
Yeah. So me and Cynthia were having a big talk today. Um, and I'm Phaki Lesibu, by the way. And we were talking about just the environment at hand. It's August 2020, and everything in this country right now seems to be on so many different fronts. We've got the virus, we've got
Turned upside down. It seems like
yeah,
everything's turned upside down.
we've got the virus, we've had just a big hurricane, we have all of the unrest in so many different areas and protests, which are about, upsetting news that we see of killings and all of this lack of sensitivity or lack of cohesiveness, and lack of really honor for life, and so many tragedies, and so
And
California's on fire.
Complete lack of harmony. I mean, we
Yes.
are not at all in harmony whatsoever, from the West Coast to the East Coast. I mean, all over the planet, but we're specifically speaking of the United States right now.
Yes, and the isolation that the states is going through because we're under a travel ban. So it's a lot of people
We're
are,
getting
for
our hands
many,
slapped a lot right now.
yes, a lot of uncertainty for a lot of different reasons, and maybe some of it has to be right now, maybe some of it's healthy, but it does seem, especially as we roll closer and closer to November 2020, it feels like we as energy workers feel called, or I'm speaking for Cynthia, hopefully you can add what you believe, but I feel called to be part of the unity and transmuting some of that fear into some kind of cohesive sense of positivity and love.
Well, that's how I feel because I've been talking about it. So, and usually what you share, I usually feel the same way. So I think that's why we continue to work together, because we do disagree, but we tend to agree more often than we disagree. And I think maybe that's why we're friends too. And then we do like so many projects together. But I definitely feel, that it's just everybody is, there's so many things, like they're cleaning house, they're looking under the rocks, they're, checking under, everybody's having to be accountable for things that they've done. And everybody wants to call everybody out, and, you did this and you did that and you did this. Well, you did that worse, and you did much worse. And it's just non-stop,
Absolutely.
And it's like a tennis match. It's like this, back and forth, back and forth. And then we're all sitting back and nobody knows what to believe. And then we're just like trying to survive, which is not, we want to thrive. We don't want to just survive.
Absolutely.
We want to thrive. And that is our intention. So even during all of this chaos and this craziness, we have to really concentrate on thriving in order for us to get to a place of peace.
Absolutely. And so many of the things that are going on really don't have a party, a political, the virus does not have a political party, and people who are unemployed and suffering, whatever their personal beliefs are, that's, they're still suffering, and people dying, people dying
natural
because
disasters.
of natural disasters, people being, people who are dying in the streets, people who are being, brutally, we're seeing these brutal attacks in front of us. It's not it doesn't,
and then the abuse, and then also we have to also acknowledge, because we have not done this, we have to acknowledge all of the domestic violence that has risen.
yes.
Because people are in quarantine, and because of people are so aggravated
And the
that they're taking
addictions,
it out
yes.
on each other. Yeah. So, I mean, we have to mention that if we're going to mention
And
a lot of
yes,
the other stuff.
the addictions that are being, people who have been isolated literally since March. So there is all of
Well,
this.
they never closed the liquor stores.
Yeah.
They never closed the liquor stores.
So it's, and there are people on so many fronts that are all of this stuff is coming up. So we wanted to do this tap. It was basically about this environment of, fear that
Hostility and hostility.
fear, separation, that let's just start, because we can.
And it's probably around an 8 or a 9 for me.
Yeah, when I start talking about it, it's an 8 or a 9. And, I think there's got to be a way to talk about it. It's interesting. Are you still with me? Yeah, I see you. It's interesting.
It's interesting.
Yeah, this is a powerful feeling.
This is a powerful feeling.
These are strange times.
These are very strange times.
And I feel the force of it.
And I feel the force of it.
Where do you feel the force of it?
Well, I mean, honestly, I feel a little off in general. When I was walking and I was hiking today, actually, and I was like, something feels off. Feels like my energy is like completely off or lopsided. So it's kind of like half of my body feels off. So I would say it feels like my left side is all tensed up. So it's kind of making me uneven. So it's just one side. It's not just one area. It's one whole side of my body. So I would say my whole left side is really tight.
I feel in my throat.
And my knee, my right knee.
I feel it in my throat, really, So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to speak out.
The throat chakra.
Yeah, being a voice of love and hope.
And visualization of the amazing possibilities that could take place, like peace and harmony in some degree.
Oh. Well, it does. The thing about peace and harmony is it's about people respecting that we need leadership in this country, and that doesn't have to be a political statement. Just saying we need people to step up and be unifying voices for solutions to some of these issues.
And a calming voice too. Like
calming.
A calmer, yeah.
And what's the greatest and highest good? So we want to vibrate to that greatest and highest solution.
And we can all thrive together, or we could fall together, I'd rather thrive together, if you ask me. I'd much rather thrive.
Yeah, and we can harness this energy, because there are people who, although there are people who have dark intentions, negative intentions, there's so many people who have positive intentions for positive change, for positive reforms, for the greatest good.
Mm-hmm.
And
There is good out there. There is
yeah,
good out there.
and that doesn't mean everybody has to think the same way.
Mm-hmm. We all come from different, beliefs and different environments and different cultures and different situations, and
that we can respect humanity even when faced with people who don't. If you let that person take away your respect for humanity, then you do lose some of your own, your own purpose.
Mm-hmm. And we don't always get what we want in life, and
so we're all on a ship together almost of this country. We're all here in this one, standing in the same place.
The Titanic. I'm just kidding. Feels like the Titanic.
It feels like that currently. It may feel like, but we can choose.
But we can
that means
change the course. We can change the course.
We can choose the course that we go on. And that doesn't mean everything has to be perfect. It means, or even right, or that we're in agreement to things. It means if we're all on the ship, whether it's the country, whether it's the planet, do we want the ship to keep moving?
And moving forward,
or do we just want to burn the ship down and all of us sink?
Or keep turning around in circles or going backwards.
Yeah. So just the call for a peace and
compassion.
Anyone who's suffering right now, anyone who's scared.
And everybody has a valid point, no matter how different your opinion is or, your belief system is. Everybody has the right to, their own opinion and how they feel and what they perceive as, real to them. I don't mean to say, hey, have to, but I choose to honor that.
Yeah, I choose to do my best to be part of the force of
progress,
hearing others, and
validation,
hearing, and just when it's
listening.
When it's something I'm not in agreement with, whether, and I know some people don't like that, but when it's something I'm not in agreement with it, I'm still willing to see the humanity. That does not mean I agree or condone.
Think it's okay. Yeah.
I acknowledge that some people, for many different reasons, feel that certain actions are so against them.
That taking things personally.
Well, sometimes they need to, for their sense of safety and honor, they feel that they need to fight for their rights. But, and I'm thankful for so many things in my life that I wouldn't have if other people hadn't fought. We wouldn't be here. We just celebrated 100 years of voting, and that wasn't an easy thing for women to get, and not all women could vote.
And the first female statue in New York, in Central Park, ever. The only female statues they had was Alice in Wonderland and but they were all fictional.
Mm-hmm. So we have to appreciate our rights
characters.
and for the people who were pioneers, but their goal was always unity and to make, you know, I'm not going to speak for every person what their goal was, because maybe some of them just had the goal to just get through the day. But the progress is unity. And sometimes, you know, sometimes things are messy, but, you know, I'm going to vibrate with unity. Yeah.
And just consistently try to keep the vibration up high, even when it's difficult. Like today, I did that. I was like, started feeling a little anxiety and a little down, and I just played my favorite music and I danced in my car.
We can send out love.
Yeah, and that's what I was doing. I was visualizing me sending out love. But I can do it right now too.
We can do it right now and just send love, just love to the nation as a whole, to people who, you know, for families that are grieving, for people who are in economic stress, for people who are in physical danger because of fires or because of, you know, disturbances in the home. Just sending out love.
Unity and harmony.
And justice that is true justice, that is fair, you know, fairness in our society. So people feeling that their voices are heard and their voices being heard and respected.
And being seen too. People want to be seen too.
Yeah, absolutely being seen. And not being threatened by other people's voices. Because that's fear, that's scarcity. You know, people being able to speak and just sitting with whatever it is they have to say and without being threatened or waiting for your turn.
I think my number's going down. How about you?
Yeah, I feel a movement for sure, like a big shift. I hope the quality of this video is okay, because I felt very like a powerful rush of energy come in. So I apologize if it doesn't. If there's, you know, we're both on our phones, we're both having technical issues today, but we both.
We're going to be continuing. We're going to be continuing these tappings in this particular one for our country for a while. So we're going to keep coming back to this, because it's not going to go away today. I mean, yeah, because there's so many other aspects of it and so many roots and beliefs and related to what's going on too right now. So
absolutely.
So.
It's deep, and that's the thing, like the divisions are not they're not little tiny things, they're big things for people. They feel very strongly, you know, and it may be because of sense of safety and just sense of feeling like your rights aren't being respected, or a sense of needing to eat, or a sense of their belief systems because of their religion. All of these things are very powerful, deep-rooted issues, you know? And you know, it's not that there's a solution in 1 minute to the problems, but it's more the solution is only going to come when our vibration is at its highest and we're vibrating with unity and wanting to find the solution.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good to me. We keep doing the intentions.
Yeah.
And sending out the good vibes and trying to make a difference one person at a time, one tapping at a time,
Absolutely.
one group call at a time.
Absolutely. Well, thank you. Anyone who's watching, thank you. And I hope it resonates. And it's also, yes, the beliefs that we have can come from really powerful places. It's so true. And it feels that so many people have their beliefs.
And so many families are divided too,
Yeah.
you know, because it's like very difficult for families too, because it seems like so many families are divided right now too.
Yes.
People feel like they can't express themselves in their own house, and we're being quarantined. Half of us are quarantined or trying to live a quarantine life, and then a lot of the people are with their families, and it's divided. It's an interesting, like you said,
Interesting times. Okay, so I'm going to close it. Oh, I didn't know if I lost you or not, Cynthia, but.
No, I'm just saying it was cool because we started it with saying it was an interesting situation, and now we're ending it. And I'm saying it's an interesting situation. So it's still interesting.
It's still very interesting.
It's going to be interesting for a long time.
I think, yes. Well, thank you. Thank you for watching, and thank you for tapping, and thank you for
we're gonna have a lot more coming.
Yeah,
we're gonna have more coming with this.
We have Empowering Wellness at Home on Facebook. That's our group. We have our YouTube channels, and we're gonna, we're definitely planning on doing this as you know, as October comes and November and any and all.
We're gonna be doing tappings, meditations, intentions, group calls, collaborations, tap alongs.
Absolutely.
We're gonna do it all. We might even throw some podcasts in there.
Yeah, we're like on a roll with each other. So, all right, thank you so much, Cynthia, and thank you everybody for watching. What do you have to say?
Until next time. Until next time, everyone. Just keep tapping.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.